Yo, what up, guys? That probably sounds a lot better. I forgot to turn this guy on in this morning's video. So, making another one here because there's still some topics that I want to put my 2 cents out there about, and I want to do it before Monday hits and we just get bombarded with news this week. So, as for what I want to discuss, first of all, Kanye. I'm sure you know, a few days ago, Kanye West met with Trump in the Oval Office, and he has been getting so much shit for it all across the board. The mainstream media is calling him all sorts of names, like a token Negro and a white supremacist, really showing their true colors. And then all of his rapper friends, fake friends, most of them are terrible rappers anyway, they're all giving him crap for it. So they might not like it, but I'm telling you, I loved every single minute of it. Kanye West looked so excited to be meeting with Trump in the Oval Office there, and he was discussing things I had never, ever thought I would hear being discussed in the Oval Office. Kanye West mentioned how a lot of his programs are incorporating meditation. He even mentioned Montessori education and Waldorf schooling really quick in there, and there's so many other things he talked about that was truly monumental. And not only that, but I saw this about a day or two after Kanye West was in the White House, but it really intrigued me. So check this out. Kanye West gifted Trump a redesigned MAGA hat that reads, "Make America Great." That's what Trump's had. But he also gave hats to Ivanka and Jared Kushner. Ivanka's hat says, "Make Earth Great Again." And Kushner said, "Travel space again." That's really, really weird to me. I noticed somebody else that might not look like much, but for him to put those specific words on those hats and then let that out into the public consciousness, I'm scratching my head about that one. I mean, of course, travel space again. If you follow my work and the hard-hitting truth, you know that there's been programs outside of NASA, outside of SpaceX and whatnot, secret space programs that have been traveling space for decades. But to put travel space again on a hat, to put make Earth great again on a hat, that was just really interesting to me. I wonder if that's a certain seeding of the public consciousness out there for any sort of specific reason. Wonder if there's anything more behind that. All right, still talking about Trump. I think half this video is going to be on Donald Trump. Why not? So Trump going to war with the Federal Reserve, facing declines in the stock market after nearly 2 years of cheerleading. The president is attacking the central bank chief he picked for the post. So because the Federal Reserve raised interest rates again, Donald Trump was vocal about opposing that. And again, another thing that I never thought I would see coming from the White House is a sitting U.S. president attacking the Federal Reserve, attacking their policies. This is definite change from what we've had in the past. The president has never wanted to go against the Federal Reserve. Because basically, the Federal Reserve is owned by the same people who are the puppet masters for the president's office, right? But now we don't have a puppet in office. So since Donald Trump's not a puppet to those same folks, he's very vocal about opposing them. That's good. That's a very good thing. And something that's coming out today, Donald Trump says Secretary of Defense Mattis could leave the administration and says on camera that he's sort of a Democrat. And he said that, another quote of his, he said, "We have a great cabinet, but there's some people that he's not happy with." So this is interesting to a lot of people. It's confusing to a lot of people. Well, we're wondering what Mattis's true role in there is. Just on the surface, when I'm reading this and getting my intuitive hit on it, maybe it's some sort of optics. Maybe they're creating, on the surface level, a sort of tension between Mattis and Trump for whatever sort of psychological means. I mean, anybody that Trump says he doesn't like, the other side of the aisle tends to attach themselves a little bit more to. So maybe this is a purposeful distance between the two for some ends like that. Who knows? But regardless, even if Mattis does leave, you already know there's a plan. You already know the plan is to oust this deep state. I do believe that. So this doesn't worry me. And in fact, I'm not worried that he would even leave. I think this is just some sort of optics myself. Another thing out of the White House to unveil federal cannabis reform very soon, says GOP lawmaker. Basically, after the midterms, this is a topic, an issue that the White House is going to tackle early in 2019, which will be federal cannabis reform. A lot of people think that they're going to legalize medicinal use on a federal level, which I'm all for any sort of reform. We obviously know that marijuana should not be a Schedule 1 drug, shouldn't even be a Schedule 2 drug. In my opinion, it's a plant. It's a plant that nature grows, God grows, call it what you want, but it's there for us to utilize. And in my opinion, there's a lot of industrial uses that we need hemp for right now. We could cut down drastically on our forestry, on what it costs to build materials. You can make hempcrete and make extremely strong structures with hempcrete. I mean, there's so many textile uses, just away from the medicinal, away from the THC and the CBD, but textile uses, industry, absolutely. Legalize cannabis, hemp for that, and then, of course, the medicinal uses. CBD is just exploding in popularity, and, of course, good old THC sure helps a lot of people with a lot of things, so good news. Federal cannabis reform. I mean, shoot, there's some people out there that are opposed to literally the president who is looking to reform cannabis and the president who created the Space Force. How could you be against those things? I don't know. Some people still are. Let's talk about the Pope for a sec. So, Pope at Mass, looks like yesterday, 2 days ago, said that people should be watching out for friendly, well-mannered demons. And this just made me laugh because Pope Francis, of course, with all of the sex abuse claims and allegations coming out against the church, how a former cardinal or a former archbishop recently penned a letter about how Pope Francis knew about child sex abuse allegations with some of his clergy and purposefully covered it up, didn't say anything. There's just so much coming out against the Vatican. That's why Pope Francis just last week said that it's the divisive devil. It's the divisive devil that's trying to attack the church with these claims and these allegations, and that we all need to call for silence and prayer to deal with it. He's got nothing else to say, so that's all he can that's all he can say about those allegations. Silence and prayer. We don't want anybody talking about it, right? And pray that it goes away. Pray that I don't look bad. Well, now we got to watch out for those well-mannered demons. Those darn demons, they just want the truth out, right? They just want the evil in the Vatican to go away. And I can't wait till it does. Hillary Clinton. Speaking of evil, right? There's a lot of that we're exposing in the world right now. Hillary Clinton's security clearance withdrawn at her request, which was interesting to a lot of people. At first, when I saw this yesterday, you saw, Hillary Clinton's security clearance withdrawn, and a lot of people got excited, but then we found out it was at her request. She requested it to be revoked like a month and a half ago, and it was revoked back in August. We're just finding out about it now in a letter penned to Senator Chuck Grassley. But her withdrawing her own security clearance. Now, when I'm looking at this, again, my first intuitive hit is she's probably just trying to use this for some stunt. I think I read somewhere that she said that she revoked her own security clearance in solidarity with former CIA Director John Brennan getting his security clearance revoked. That kind of makes sense if she's just using this as some sort of publicity stunt for herself to make her and her friends look good, or it's just some sort of cover your ass measure. Maybe she's trying to cover her own ass, revoke her own security clearance, and get out of the picture before anything else comes out about her. But you know that time is soon. That time is drawing very, very soon. And then one last thing I want to discuss here is this Chinese intelligence officer that was charged with economic espionage involving theft of trade secrets from leading U.S. aviation companies. Look at that. This is something I've not seen too many people talk about, but with me and my perspective, this is blowing my mind. So, of course, first of all, background info. We've been figuring out through Q, through other sources, et cetera, that many of these treasonous deep state folk have been selling national security secrets, basically. Hillary Clinton could very well have just been having that server to sell that intelligence with. I mean, it makes total sense. So China is one of those foreign powers coming into the picture that could have gotten some of this intelligence and paid off Hillary Clinton and maybe some deep state folk for it. So look at this. A Chinese Ministry of State Security, basically one of their intel agencies' operative, this person, has been arrested and charged with conspiring and attempting to commit economic espionage and steal trade secrets from multiple U.S. aviation and aerospace companies. They said that this was not an isolated incident in this press release right here, meaning that it's happened multiple times, and he was arrested in Belgium on April 1st. Okay, so I'm going to connect some dots here for you guys. This is very intriguing to me because Chinese intelligence officer trying to steal economic secrets, trade secrets from aerospace companies, right? Aerospace companies. Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, those deep state folks, they have been tied in with and have connections with some of those aerospace companies, such as Lockheed and possibly some others. All right. Now, for decades, who have been the proponents of UFO disclosure, but a faux pas, a false UFO disclosure, a half partial disclosure? Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, right? So what if on those special access servers that Hillary Clinton had, she maybe did have some intelligence that had to do with secret space technologies, black projects of the sort, right? What if Hillary Clinton had connections to certain aerospace companies that maybe were offering up some of that intelligence to foreign enemies or to rogue assets in foreign nations? Again, it's not all China is bad thing. It's the factions in China, just like not all America is bad thing. It's certain factions, certain intelligence agencies in America. So what I'm gathering at here is maybe some of the trade secrets that this Chinese intelligence officer was trying to get from these aerospace companies could have had to do with secret space programs. It's very intriguing to me that recently China is about to put out their stealth fighter, a super advanced stealth fighter of theirs. Well, that stealth technology has its root in what's called electrogravitics. Electrogravitics is, for lack of a better term, this anti-gravity technology that many of these aerospace corporations in America here have. You see what I'm gathering at here? So this particular intelligence officer, who knows what he was trying to steal, what sort of trade secrets, but when did it have to do with anti-gravity, electrogravitics? Did it have to do with some stuff in those black projects? Maybe. And then one last little tidbit on this intelligence officer story. I'm going to reference In the Matrix on Twitter. In the Matrix. Well, this guy did some good dot connecting here with a fire that occurred in a General Electric building. GE Aviation was one of the corporations that this intelligence officer from China tried to steal from, was GE Aviation. Well, in a GE military office, there was a fire earlier in the year, fire on March 1st. A guy got arrested for setting the GE building on fire on March 24th earlier this year. And then on April 1st is when we had that Chinese dude arrested for stealing secrets from GE. So what if this GE building that was in Ohio was set on fire by this guy they caught so this intelligence officer could get in? See what I'm gathering there? Like clockwork. I mean, it makes sense. Sets GE building on fire. Chinese dude gets arrested for stealing secrets from a GE building. Could have been teamwork there, you know? Could have been teamwork. He might have just paid off the guy to start the fire so he could have gone in there and tried to steal secrets. Again, what are those secrets? Maybe some super secret space program stuff, black project stuff. But that's basically it for this one, guys. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing and commenting and liking and clicking that little subscribe button and clicking that little notification bell with the subscribe button. And thank you for sticking around, even though YouTube doesn't notify most of you when I post videos. But again, go follow me on my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, main ones I utilize. Those will be down below. I'll throw my Gab link too down there just in case they cut me on Twitter, just like they have so many other people. And lastly, minds.com. Going to start filling that up, posting there. Link will be below for that too. Take care, guys.